why modern women struggle with control issues. One of the biggest issues I see between Western men and women that fall into this category of, let's say, quite highly educated, maybe quite professional, successful woman, is dating a guy that is quite gentle, a little bit held back, and she is quite sort of like domineering and leading the relationship. This is what I call a couple, this is what I call the controlling woman and the nice guy. So they are a very, very modern creation because back in the days, it almost didn't exist. Why? Because men and women were naturally more in their gender roles. Of course, even back then, there used to be women that were like running the family for sure. But now we can see it more often in a bit of a more hidden way, because of course we live in this age where the mindset is all about equality. Often many people think men and women are the same, there's no difference, so it doesn't matter, if the woman is more masculine and the man is a bit more feminine. However, what I find when I look deeper in those couples is that very often this dynamic does not come from a healthy place of choice, right? Of, okay, this is my personality, this is your personality, but rather from trauma. And this is, you can see this very much with the controlling woman. So often the women who are very domineering grew up in very chaotic, emotionally unsafe environments, where from a young age on, they had this feeling that no one is there to protect them, no one is there to make sure that they are safe, so they better do it themselves. What this means is they build out a protector personality called the domineering woman. It's almost like an own inner man, an own inner father that takes care of everything. And then when they are late in life, they are convinced that this is their main personality. And I've experienced this in my own life, where I found that I have, when I was maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, I realized, oh my gosh, I have massive, massive control issues. And people signaled to me, friends and so on, they said, oh my gosh, Veronica, like sometimes I find it very exhausting to be around you because everything has to go your way. So do you know women like this? Maybe you can even see it in yourself. It's this typical mom, that runs the household like a military person, and she gets often depicted in movies and shows and so on, and it's kind of like laughed about or even admired, that she runs the ship like this. But the thing is that there's a bigger discussion here to be made, of course, about how we parent. Is the control parenting really such a good idea? I would argue not, but that's a topic for another video. But also, it's actually very, very unnatural for women to exist in the state of hyper controlling. And what you can see again and again, that these women are completely depleted. They have either mental health issues, they have some sort of like physical symptom that doesn't just go away. Why? Because they are at all times in this high strung, really stressed out state that is making them literally sick. So the thing is that, and the reason why this is so important for me to say is because when we are in this mindset that, people just have different personalities, people just express themselves differently, that's totally true. And there's many, many different ways of being feminine. However, our society does not understand mental health. It does not understand conditioning from childhood, and it does not understand that if you have not done deep inner inquiry and self-development, your personality essentially is fake, because your personality is comprised of the things that helped you survive in childhood. So that means that most of these women will not be in their true selves. They are it's an adaptive strategy in order to survive a chaotic and stressful environment on a social level. So what that means is that they are, as mothers, as women, they are still in this mindset that their life is still like it was in childhood, so they have never shifted out of this into like an adult perspective where they realize, okay, my life is actually very different, and do I want to be in this hyper stressed, like domineering state? does it even feel good? Is it even necessary? So the reason why this is so important for me to share is, first of all, it ruins relationship between men and women, because it's very difficult to have an intimate relationship with a woman that is so high strung. It is very hard for kids to be around women that are like this. I remember so well as a kid, there were some moms that were so crazily stressed, and I hated to be around them because it was just terrible. Like, you made one little mistake and they would just like freak out. But also, the issue is that if we don't address these kind of traumas, we will just give them to the next generation. And that's why it is so important. And that's why I have such an issue with mainstream society, that it just wants to sell us this lie, that we should not look any deeper, that it's not maybe something to do with trauma. No, no, no. It's just choice, and we are like all the same. And that's just BS. So I encourage you, if you find yourself to be like this, if you always were like a masculine woman, and maybe you even have some sort of like physical symptoms, or you just don't feel good, do some deeper inquiry. Find out, is this really the real me? And then it's beautiful, I have no issue at all. If you really feel like this is me authentically, beautiful. But if you find that, oh my gosh, actually, it doesn't feel like me, I feel constantly stressed, I want to change this, and I encourage you, connect with your own feminine energy. And if you want to go deeper into this, I have a brand new online course called Cherished Woman, where you learn to connect with the feminine, open-hearted state of being that is possible, and it will also help you to create a totally new experience within your relationship. So click the link below, all the information is there. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Veronica Maya. I'm a relationship coach for women, and my mission and my passion is to help women have wonderful connected relationships with men. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.